Hey, how y'all doing? Uh, hey, I was watching the interview about Carlton Pearson. I don't know him. I don't even know where he's from. But these new ministers is kind of new to me. But I've been watching on YouTube the commentaries that they've been given and their opinions about these new preachers. And like I tell people, when I'm in a conversation talking about sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ, I tell people, he said, many is going to come. They're going to come and say that I sent them and I didn't. So you have to really, Jesus knew who all came before him because God gave them a description. And having God in him recognize a false teacher. And when the priests came to him, he recognized their literature. He recognized their talk. He recognized their type of teaching. So when you have God in you, and God is a God that he shall not lie, if these people is coming and you're already ordained spiritually, God dwells in you, and people come to you, you already know that what they saying is not so. But God, Jesus never judged them. What he did was he just let them know, okay, I have come. God heard your prayer. It is I. I come to change it and make it better. Drop this, what you saying. Drop this type of lifestyle and come to the word. So you have to change your life to the word, not the word to your life. God would never do that. If God said, believe every word that proceeds out of God's mouth, they should have automatically been noticing that Jesus has been saying the words of God and inviting them to come, right? And the soldiers with Jesus, when they wanted to arrest Jesus, he said, what such a man speaketh this but the man of God? They didn't even want to touch him. You know what I'm saying? They said, hey, you know what I'm saying? The soldiers, that's when they rebelled against their own master. Okay? They said, look, we understand, we understand what you want. But this one right here, that's like karma. You know what I'm saying? Messing with him. He said karma-minded people. That's karma right there. We fighting this war. We gonna do everything. We have done everything for you, and we have done what you asked. But this one right here, what such a man speak of that but the man of God? They wasn't even done about the word. They just choose not to serve God. They just choose to come under an army of man that, work. He says work, but they wasn't dumb enough to touch Jesus. You understand? So they went against a commandment. So when you go against a commandment, it's something that you want control. So the devil did the same thing to God. He went against a commandment when God told him what not to do, and he did it anyway and got kicked out. So sometimes we go on our own understanding and we want certain power, but if you can trick, because that's what the devil does, trick your mind, to say that you have received power. And then people come and you look at the angels following the devil, ain't had no power. If you had power, why did you get sentenced to hell in chains? And all of the ones that, and they probably was looking at, just imagine this. Now, people following people who keep saying they have power. And they say, man, I thought you said you had power. Why are we in these chains? And why we, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine how people is looking. One time I did that. We followed somebody. We was young. We was teenagers. And we followed somebody. And the person said they knew what they was doing. And they knew what, they knew their way and stuff like that. And we was lost. They didn't know their way. So they said, oh, go over here. We went over there. We couldn't find our way. They said, go over here. Let's go this way. Then we had to finally clicked and said, look, we got to ask for directions because we are lost. Okay. And I ain't trying to get in trouble because we weren't supposed to be this far away from the home anyway. So, and that's how people do. They go so far away from the home front or the safe, the refuge, and then they get lost into this strange territory, and then you don't know your way, and then you got to ask for, hey, can you show me how to get back to here and there? Some people will be so they got so much proud, they so proud that they won't even ask for directions. They keep on going around damn circle, just going around circle, until you got to get tired. It's getting late. So is you going to ask for directions? Is you going to call on Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Some people are so stubborn. That's how stubborn they are. And that reminds me of a sheep getting out of the pen. And the sheep goes away. And then the shepherd is counting the sheep and say, hey, one is missing. So if the shepherd is not counting his sheep, and he's not being a good shepherd, he's not doing his daily work. He said, I know you for your works. So if a shepherd is not getting up in the morning and doing his regular routine that God has put in him to be a shepherd, giving him orders how to be a shepherd, and you're not counting your sheep, and you wonder why your sheep is trying to get out the gate and try to get out the pen, then something ain't right about that shepherd. That shepherd is being disobedient to the word, but he wants to be recognized for it. He wants to eat. But the shepherd is not even doing any work, so should he eat? If he's not attending to God's flock, should the shepherd eat? Should the shepherd have any type of recognition from God? So God said he'll smite the shepherd and cause the sheep to. Sometimes the sheep might go and find somewhere else to eat because the shepherd ain't feeding them, and the shepherd ain't doing right, and the shepherd ain't tending to the flock. So God do find a way to find another shepherd for the sheep, for the flock. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to tell people on this piercing thing how people has to know enough is enough for God. You know what I'm saying? He gives you enough time to find your way back to something that's good, a safe refuge. He said, I'll be your refuge and fortress, you know. And he's telling you in the prayer how to get your refuge. But certain people sit there and under a refuge that is harming them instead of helping them. You know what I'm saying? So they doing all they can do to just torment you. You're just walking up into the devil's refuge. And then you're getting tormented at the torment at the torment. Now, Joseph never did that. He was sold by his people. He was sold, and he had to be under submission just to stay alive. You know what I'm saying? Just to stay alive. So you got to do things sometimes to stay alive when you're under a strange roof and you're under strange authority. You know what I'm saying? Strange authority ain't God's authority. It's something strange. So someone selling you out or selling you for wages. So he said wages to sin is death. When you got God's people and you selling them, you selling them. And you putting them in captivity. God has to come and get that person, and God got to get revenge for that person because you have took wages for that person's life. So your sins is on that person. So your brothers, you will be responsible for your brothers and your sisters' death. You know what I'm saying? That weighs on you. You know, so that's why he said, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. So your brother's sins and your brother's death, and you have killed your brother and you have killed your sister, and you supposed to be a brother and sister in Christ, and you take them and you sell them for wages, or you sell them out for wages just to get you fed or just to get your stuff. And then God see that, and yeah, that becomes a debt. It becomes a debt. Yes, it does. And people sit there and wonder why they sitting around getting sick, and why they having all this delusional state of thinking and delusional state of living. Because you know what you did, and God is just paying it back to you. You're trying to get a person, be in a delusional state of mind, and you sinning and you selling a person out. You're stealing a person's wealth, and, using it to your advantage, using it on sin. So, yeah, you in debt with God. God, you owe the devil. The devil help you get it. So you owe him. And anytime you tell him no, he gonna make you pay something for it. So that's my whole thing about it. So I try not to do anything wrong because I ain't trying to be the devil ain't gonna be my pimp. That's why I try to tell people. Some of these women, I used to try to talk to my nieces, and when you go out here and you give these young boys what they want in your panties, and you get something for something, that's how they gonna rate you. That's how they gonna come to you. Because they remember when they came to you the first time, that's what they did. And then they gonna keep on expecting that. You ain't gonna know that's what they doing. They gonna tell you some sweet things, just to make you feel special. You cool people, and so that's why but they know how to get you to get them panties up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to help the young girls. But if they fight against you, and you know what I'm saying, these young girls fighting against you, these young girls think they know everything and stuff like that, and they don't take your advice, then what more can you do? But wait until they get tired of being used by these boys. All used up. That's basically what they do. When they get all used up and they can't be used no more, and then they looking for refuge, looking for somebody to understand their pain. So yeah, the boys too. Some of them be victims of these women, these older women anyway. These older women dating these young men, and these older men dating these young girls, and really abusing their minds and taking their minds from them, and manipulation is one of them that they use, and they destroy them, and then next thing you know, they up in age, and they can't figure out how to maintain a relationship, because the one that got them when they was young messed their minds up. You know what I'm saying? So they battling that, trying not to be that way no more. They said, hey, that man will never take my dignity anymore. So every relationship got to pay for what that older man did to her when she was young. So she's never gonna grow out of that. You know what I'm saying? Until she gets some therapy and let her know that don't make every man pay for what that older man did. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women go through that, and a lot of men go through that too. So it's vice versa. So yeah. Okay, I just wanted to share that with you. If that could be any help to anybody. See you later.